Hello folks, welcome back to Budget Scenery Workshop. Today's episode we are going to be looking at mini bases and cheap alternatives so you can, basically make as many mini bases as you like for reasonably cheap. Now of course you can get MDF cut pieces and just regular cardboard, but what I like to use are poker chips. Now there seems to be a serious influx of poker chips lately. Recently I picked up like 4 or 5 massive tins full of poker chips, and as you can see this is a Stormcast Eternals Lord Exorcist. The mini base is absolutely perfect size. The only thing is it's a little slimmer and it isn't slightly curved. But that's not really a problem. So last night I was kind of fiddling around with different styles, and as I am wont to do, the first thing I went to was green stuff. As you can see, looks very good. I mean, again, this is an actual mini base with green stuff and a green stuff roller used for the cobblestone texture. One difference is this one's on a poker chip. So there's that one. Then I had a lot of tiles left over. These are just cardboard cut up into tiny pieces and bits of scrap XPS foam. So the first one was just stones with XPS. The next one was all cardboard stock, still a little bit damp, and the next one, possibly my favourite, I'd say the green stuff is definitely my favourite, but that one where it mixes up the cardboard and the XPS. And what I'm going to do is, because I have been experimenting a lot with making moulds. In fact, here's some that's just in the process of drying. Because what I want to do is maybe try selling these. Because I'm going to use the polyurethane, I believe it is, casting plastic. Just to kind of get a bit of money for the channel. But what I'm going to do today is just make some more, then cast these in rubber silicone, make a mould, and see how that works out. See, I know green stuff, it works really well, but I'm not sure how it'd work with the likes of XPS or cardboard. So, kind of a experimental vid and a money saving one. Also, another little money saving tip, if you are planning on making your own mini bases, but you want to do the whole thing, you don't want to have a round base ready. Now, I looked up on Green Stuff World and they have round cutters that are about £8, and I think shipping from Spain is about £3. So, but if you look up cookie cutters or just round cookie cutters on eBay or Amazon, but I think Amazon might be a bit more expensive, you find these. Now these look pretty much exactly the same as green stuff cutters. And again, the scale is absolutely perfect. So there's that one for the Stormcast Eternals, and for my Nighthaunt army that I'm collecting, for the most part, it's the next one down and the next one down from that. So yes, if you want some decent round cutters, just look up round cookie cutters on eBay. I think these were £3.50, £3.99 with free shipping. So, yes. Anyway, so today we're going to be concentrating on very cheap, very simple cardboard and a couple of XPS bases. So, let's get started with that. And if you would like to support the channel, get your chance to vote on what content you see and help me do this full time, I am on Patreon. So if you would like to become a supporter, go check out the benefits. More benefits will be added once I gain a bigger following. Okay guys, let's crack on. Well, that was a long intro. Apologies for that. Anyway, so yes, the first thing I did to my poker chips was just score them with a knife and just rough them up a bit with a nail file. And I decided not to use XPS. One set I would use cardboard and a bit of sand, and the other bit I wanted to use coffee stirrers, because quite frankly I had a ton of play sand that I've never really done anything with, so I wanted to get a bit of texture on these bases. And with the sand and cardboard, I could just score some cracks into the cardboard and it would look really good. And with the coffee stirrers, I could easily cut them to shape, then sand them down, then just score a bit of detail into those as well. So those were the reasons behind that. So as you can see here, I'm just going over with a simple craft knife, just scoring some extra detail in there. Then, since I've never really used it, I got out my Dremel tool just to carve a little bit more wood detail in there. Look nice. Yeah, for the size of these, next time I think I'll either do like 4 or maybe 5. But the size of these moulds, I made them 4 by 10 inches, and quite frankly I thought they were just a little too big once, once I had it all poured out. But yeah, it turned out really well. So all I did then was just at the sides, then just make sure it was all sealed up so no rubber silicone would get out. Then I just glued all the poker chips down with just a simple bit of Pritt stick. Now this is a new rubber silicone mix, and this was much better. It was just a very simple 1-to-1 ratio mix, so I didn't have to mess around trying to figure out what a 10-to-1 ratio is, because quite frankly I always got that wrong. And yeah, so yeah, just a very simple 1-to-1 mix, and I tried to get it as close to 70 grams of part A than 70 grams of part B. Then you just give it a really good mix. There's no specific amount of time I think you should be mixing it for, just until, use your common sense and see if it's mixed enough. Then all I did was pour it directly over the top of my mini bases and just swirl them around and make sure they get into all the nooks and crannies. I did it with both. And there we have it. As you can see, this stuff is so much better. It's dried almost clear. I'm not sure why this one hasn't. But yeah, this one with the that I've used cardstock as tiles and sand for a bit of texture. That's dried almost clear. But yeah, either way, I can't really make out any bubble. There's one or two surface bubbles, but unlike the previous rubber mould making stuff that was a 10-to-1 mixture, yeah, there's no bubbles. This was just I think it was a easy mould, which kind of makes sense. It was just a 1-to-1 mixture. It was expensive, I will just say that. For a 2-kilogram kit, that's 1 kilogram of part A, 1 kilogram of part B, obviously. It was £48. So this stuff doesn't come cheap, but it's really good. Then all you need to do is just tear off. Now you can buy actual, I think there must be like silicone mould cases. They come in different sizes, and I think you can buy like 5 or 6 altogether. They're just different sizes. But if you're not doing this a lot, just get some foam core board and make a kind of little frame like you saw me do. Yeah, the only annoying thing is trying to get everything off afterwards. I suppose if you're careful, you could go around it with a knife. But as you can see, another advantage of using this easy mould stuff, it's set in about 2 hours. Whereas the 10-to-1 mixture, I would have to leave it like 24, even 48 hours, because sometimes I would get the 10-to-1 mixture kind of wrong. But this, it's very straightforward. Just a very simple 1-to-1 mixture. So what are I think for this size, there was 10 mini bases. These are like, are they 32 millimeters across? Yeah, but there's 10. And I put in 70 grams of each part, like part A and part B. And it filled it. I mean, you don't want it coming over the sides, obviously. You want it so you can just get your fingernail in and remove it. As long as your actual things that you're making moulds of are covered. So, let's see how we get on. Yes, this has been a very long video, so I apologise for that, but sometimes that can't be helped. Okay, here we go. Yeah, when making the moulds, as long as what you're making a mould is glued securely all the way around, then you shouldn't have a problem moving them off, but obviously just take into consideration, like, this is quite long. Ideally you don't really want to make them this long, but I was just experimenting really, because I think, like, the bigger the mould is, the less structurally sound it's going to be, and I'm thinking if I'm not careful this could break in half. So if you're doing this yourself, perhaps just make it about half the size. Okay, let's see how we do. Try it this side. Yes, I think eventually I will actually buy some of these reusable mould trays that you can buy, but I just wanted to kind of, this hasn't gone well. I just wanted to experiment, and yeah, I should have put those two together a bit tighter. Yeah. But I can make out the detail really well, and when I pour polyurethane casting plastic, there's a nice one. It'll bring out the detail really well. Yeah, the only reason these coffee stirrers hasn't stuck to the poker chip is just, you know, bad gluing. But carefully just remove all that, and you can see the detail. I mean, as ever with all my videos recently, I will put better pictures at the end, but yes. So what I'm going to do next is remove all these coffee stirrers that are stuck in there good and proper, and I'll do this one, then I'll add some pictures at the end and you guys can see how I got on. Anyway folks, I hope you enjoyed this. Just let me know in the comments what you think. Apologies if you're expecting another build or something, but I just wanted to, you know, practice a little bit more, because yeah, my last couple of attempts weren't very good with green stuff. There seemed to be a lot of like fingerprints around the side, even though I tried to smooth them off and wear gloves. But with coffee stirrers and cardboard, that would eliminate that. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. If you like this, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that notification bell and you'll never miss a thing. And if you would like to support the channel, help me do this full time, you can even get your chance to vote on what content you see. Just check out the benefits of becoming a supporter on Patreon. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Bye for now.